To make this whole thing possible, this is about a year's worth of work. And so before we even get started, there's a couple people that I want to thank. First, I want to thank the MBA team, our team, the Big Four, Angel Acevedo, Jason LaFasciano, co-founders, our president of basketball operations, Mr. Al Mayon. If you guys got a chance to go over to the gym today and see the type of basketball that's being played now, it is worthy of your observation, especially to the Hall of Fame inductees. So to them, to my team, please give them a round of applause. And then I'm going to bring up, while I get this video ready to go, I'm going to bring up the chairwoman of the MBA, Military Basketball Association Hall of Fame. And before she gets started, and I bring her up and have her say a few words, Dee Dee, you have been phenomenal. You know, she has gotten all the Hall of Fame inductees together. She's been putting out the messages, keeping in touch with them. And the reason why a lot of what we're doing is here today is because of her. You got the emails. I know she was bugging all of you to get your headshots and get everything right. She's just been phenomenal. You have been an incredible chairwoman, and I want to recognize you. And please, everybody, give Chief Grant an applause. Okay, Chief, I'm gonna go do some S6 stuff, which is not my MOS, and then go from there.
Because it's in the way.
Oh, I'm going to take it down as soon as the video.
The way of the camera.
Oh, okay, got it. Track it. Let's do it this way. Can you turn that camera towards the screen? Towards your screen.
MBA Hall of Fame inductees. I first want to say that. So everybody give yourself a round of applause. And I also want to thank you guys for being patient with me. Like Mike said, I know we had a lot of emails, a lot of text messages. I created like 3 separate groups because not everyone had WhatsApp. So I tried to get the information out to you as soon as I could and as soon as possible and as detailed as I could. So it could have been a little misunderstanding, but my apologies for that. But you all are here, so we got it right. I also wanted to say that this production, as we call it, is a big deal. So this is my 4th ceremony that I've attended. There's been 5 so far, correct?
That's correct.
Awesome. Yes, so 5 so far. So, of course, give Mike and his team, Al and Ace and Jason, a round of applause as well for getting this started. I'm not a woman of many words, so I don't have a whole lot to say because I'm ready to listen to all of you talk about your reasons for receiving this award tonight. I've read through everyone's bios, and when I tell you they were amazing, they were amazing. So just reading through them, I was like, man, these people really balled. They did, and all of your accolades, everything about it. So again, I don't have anything else to say. That's it. So video ready, up and running. I did it just perfect. That was perfect timing.
This video is from Michael Bonner. He is the current All-Navy head coach, and he had some really great things to say, and we're going to play that right now.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to Michael Myers and the Military Basketball Hall of Fame Committee for allowing me to submit this video congratulating our 2023 inductees into the Hall of Fame. I salute you. I appreciate and value everything that you brought to military basketball, and I'm so thankful that you're being recognized for all of your contributions. In regards to, there's 2 individuals being recognized tonight that I would like to give a special shout out to. The first one is Jelani Nix from the Marine Corps. I had the very great fortune to compete against Jelani on the court in 2005 at the Armed Forces Basketball Championships. He was an amazing player, just a steady, consistent, stable rock for the Marine Corps program. He now coaches and has been part of Armed Forces basketball as a coach who does an amazing job grooming young athletes, men and women, and not only teaching them about basketball, but additionally about life. I salute you. I am proud of you, and I'm glad that I got a chance to compete against you. In regards to the second individual, it's someone that I go back with 18 years, having the opportunity to play with someone who played several years in the All-Navy program before I got involved, and just developed a friendship, a brotherhood, an assistant coach, head coach relationship, and just one of the best friends that I've had in my entire life. Coach Rodnick Smooth Ward, aka Coach Smooth, aka Smooth to me. I love you, my brother. I'm proud of you. This man is one of the brightest basketball minds that you will ever come across. The All-Navy program has just enjoyed a rich renaissance of success over the last decade due to large part to your contributions and the fact of your hard work and your dedication and your genuine concern for people in their development. Our young men and the young women that we've actually come across in the All-Navy basketball program have just grown so much from your just dedication and hard work and love for this program. You taught me what it really meant to love the All-Navy program and to give back. And I'm just so proud of you and so happy that you're being recognized for it. Again, I love you, my brother. I'm proud of you, man. And I'm so happy for your night. I apologize for not being there. You know that I'm on daddy duties when it comes to traveling with my kids for their sports. But I love you, my friend. I'm proud of you. Again, congrats to all the inductees for 2023. And I hope everyone has a great night. Take care.
Hey, this is Chris Duhon, former point guard, Duke University, 2001 NCAA champions and 9-year NBA vet. I just want to say how excited I am about the MBA. I think it's an amazing concept for you guys to play a sport that I love and that everyone loves, to show unity and showcase your skills on a professional level. One, I want to thank you guys for your services. As a son, as a family that served in the military, I'm very grateful for everything that you do for our country, the sacrifices that you make for our country and to keep our country safe. I want you guys to enjoy this weekend. This is an amazing concept. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm excited and inspired by all of you. And I want you, again, to enjoy the weekend and have a great time.
So everybody having a good time? Everybody all right? All right, hey, listen, this story is getting ready to roll in. So, if you don't have a thick skin or a sense of humor, because we got rivalries, we've got the Army versus the Navy. We got the Army versus the Air Force. We got the Army versus the Marines and such and such. It's always the Army versus somebody, right? But, tonight I want to tell you, before I bring my father up to do the invocation and say a word of prayer for this entire ceremony and the weekend. This entire weekend is about resiliency. It's about serving, but also trying to connect through sports, and that's what connects us all together. And so, if you'd have told me around August time frame that we'd be right back here, bigger and better than ever, I might have had some doubts. But it's sports and resiliency and our faith in each other that's keeping us together. And so before I bring him up, I want to thank the folks that made this happen. And I will tell you, I talked to everyone, And I send out a lot of late messages on LinkedIn all the time. And one night, I sent out a LinkedIn message to someone by the name of Betty Diaz. And to my surprise, she sent me back a note, probably around 11:30, which means it was about 1:30 her time in New York. And it's like, sure, let me hear a little bit more about it. What is this MBA? And so from there, I had my first meeting, and I was so excited, and I told the whole team, I was like, man, you know, I'm meeting with Paramount, right? This is great. Like, Paramount, they're going to come out and show these games on television. And I was like, she said, hold on, we don't have a channel yet, but we do a lot of things to connect veterans, right? My first meeting was like, wow, I got educated on, you know, what the entertainment business was about. Second meeting, it was like, hey, we might be able to put, you know, there could be some interest to get some of what you do on Pluto TV and even CBS Sports Network. Fast forward 4 months later from that conversation, myself and Mr. Acevedo, Angel, we now have our master's degree in communications and entertainment, a crash course lesson through Miss Betty Diaz. And so I want to say thank you to you, Betty, for Paramount Veterans Network. They are an amazing organization. They connect veterans, and you have been absolutely phenomenal with your support to the military. I know you have a special place for the Marines, but you know, us Army vets, we'll take you. You know, and it's your leadership and your connections and your passion that's really, really helped us out. And so I wanted everyone, if you could, give Miss Diaz, I want to recognize you formally, give her a round of applause. Paramount is the sponsor for this event tonight. It's been an amazing event, and she's just been with us every step of the way with weekly calls with the MBA and our staff and her team, and it's been phenomenal. The last folks I want to recognize, one, Joseph A. Bank. For the last 5 years, or 5 years straight, Joseph A. Bank has provided the Blazers for the NBA Hall of Fame. And every year, this event has gotten better. So to Doug Wyrick from Joseph A. Bank, I want to give them a round of applause. And then finally, you know, a late arrival to the Military Basketball Association, a gentleman by the name of Mike Whitrock he couldn't be here tonight, but DirecTV will be on the ground tomorrow doing a lot of great stuff. They have this program called SAVE. It's Suicide Awareness Veterans Engaged. Amazing program. Mike Whitrock is really passionate about this cause, and Ace can tell you, you know, he and Ace are like really cool. They're Mike Whitrock saw what the NBA was doing and was like, all go. And so to DirecTV for being a title sponsor or a presenting sponsor this weekend, I want to give them an applause and thank Mike Whitrock and thank Nick for their contributions to military basketball. Okay, Dad, I said what I have to say. You can come on up and bless the event. And then Dee Dee, it's like you do one after.
Okay. Okay, so first, we're going to have our first inductee come up and receive her jacket and also say a few words. So we're going to have Miss Winifred G. Tabby Brandon Motley. Come on up, girl.
Coming to the stage.
Come on up, girl. You look beautiful. Yes. Get your jacket. Get your jacket first.
So.
Okay.
Did the clock start yet? Okay, got you. Whew. All right, good evening, everyone. Oh, God. Whew. First one, huh? All right. Thank you, Rod. All right, first of all, I want to thank my Heavenly Father. I want to thank my family and my friends, all of my teammates, my coaches that have been with me throughout my life and my career. I also want to thank the Military Basketball Association. I want to thank Mike and Dee. And shout out to Rod, because without you all, this wouldn't be possible for me, because I didn't know anything about it. Again, I also want to say thank you to two of my favorite people. They're no longer with us, but I know if they were here, they would actually be in this building with us, my Aunt Virginia and my Uncle Ollie. So may they rest in peace. God. So as I said in my interview out there earlier, in my bio, as you said in my bio as well, I started playing basketball when I was 8 years old in Arcadia, Florida, small town. And it was in the West Elementary gym, one of the elementary schools there. And I had this guy, his name was U.T. Jones. He was my first coach. And I still talk to him to this day. He has supported me a lot, and I give him much honor, and I just want to thank him as well. Whew. All right. So my story of joining the Navy, again, you've heard it before. I said I would never join the military. That's what I said coming out of high school. I went to college on scholarships to Polk Community College, then I went to Florida Atlantic. But one thing when you go into school, you have to get that schoolwork done. I just wanted to play basketball, that's all. So with that being said, I was back home because I didn't get the grades. I was back home, and I was watching TV one day, and across the screen, 1-800-USA Navy. That's how I joined the military. I called them. And again, as I said earlier, my mom didn't believe me until the recruiter was there to take me off. But the Navy has done a lot for me. And if I had to do it all over again, I would. Playing all Navy basketball, we played against Army, Air Force, and Marines. And boy, I tell you, them Army girls was no joke. Couldn't get past them. But it was fun, and I really enjoyed it. Also, while I was in the military, I had the opportunity to try out for 3 WNBA teams, Minnesota, Orlando, and Miami. Unfortunately, I didn't make the team, but it's okay. Mom, I love you. I love you. I love you. To all of my family that's here, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to name them. I got my daughter, Molina, my fiance, Eric, and our son, Xavier. My sister, Lynn, and her husband, Richard. Aunt Ann, Aunt Brenda. My brother, Tony. Sister Nell. Tony's girlfriend, Hope. My soror, Latoya. And 2 of my buddies that's been with me from day one since I joined the military, James Copeland and Vanessa Luckett. I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all. And before I drop the mic, Mama, we made it. We didn't make the WNBA, but we made the MBA. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And a shout out to Ray Ray too. No, so the next person coming to the stage is somebody who, when we announced that he made the NBA, he called me And he said, "What is the MBA?" He said, "They didn't have that when I was around." And I said, "Well, we're kind of new, sir. It's about 5 years old." I said, you came in and we've been trying to catch people who've come in the military around the 90s and the 80s. And he said, "I came in 1971. So I started thinking, I wasn't even born, first of all. I don't even know if my mama and daddy was together. I know they had met, but I was like, 1971. And he started telling me, he said he was a Vietnam vet. He played military basketball. He knew all the names, all the things that we know today. He knew all the same people. And we had about an hour and a half conversation on the phone before he even got here. And then he ain't talked to nobody for about a month, 2 months. And I said, so I was worried. I was like, is he even going to show up? I come to the lobby, and there he is. So coming to the stage from the Navy, welcome to the Hall of Fame, Mr. Barry Wortham. I don't even know if this jacket is worthy of what. My man is clean tonight.
Thank you.
I'll give it back, I promise.
I want to thank, that story that he told you, that is true. And first thing I want to do, I want to say thank you, Jesus. I've been around a while. I'm 72 now. And I came in 71. I went to the CVA 41 Midway Aircraft Carrier. When I got there, I never knew I was going to be playing all this sports and stuff. But I knew it was a challenge because the people you're working for, them officers and chiefs and petty officers, they didn't want you to go. All I did was kept my mouth shut and kept working. Then somebody pulled the string, and the guy that pulled the string, I'm not going to get on this all day, was the captain of the boat. Somebody told him about me. He said, he came down to the PR shop, that's what I was, air crew survival equipment, take care of ejection seats, oxygen systems and all that stuff in the fighter type aircrafts, which was F4s. But he's the one that said, Petty Officer Wortham will be going and playing ball, and we're gonna leave him here in Japan. So I stayed over there, it was 12 of us, we stayed there, and we played Dakota Air Force Base, and of course we whooped them. We had a real good team on the aircraft carrier. You know, the aircraft carrier back then was holding 5,000 men. We figured we'd find 12 good ball players out of that. But being in the military, I was glad that I came into the Navy because I didn't have nothing else going on, and Vietnam was going on, and a lot of my friends, they went the other route, I went this route. Everybody said, you can't go over there, join the Marines, join the Army, join this, join that. I said, hey man, slow down. Because I was at Vincennes University during that time. That's where Bob McAdoo was. We were both there at the same time, we're the same age. If any of you guys remember Bob, he was a ball player. Played for the Buffalo Braves back then. But I am so honored and so happy to be here. You know, it could bring tears to my eyes. Because it's been so long, you know, I'm 72. But that's good. I'm glad that somebody called me. I'm glad to be here and glad to see everybody else here. There are some people that I do know here. It's been a long time. And I want to thank Mike, because I talked to him on the phone. That was a good conversation, Mike. You're right.
Very informative.
Yes, sir. And I want to thank my wife, which is sitting over there at the table. Put your hand up. Yeah. She put up with me for 45 years. And that's how long we've been married. And she said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm going to the gym." "A gym again?" I said, "Yeah, I got to get in there. I got to put some work in." But I played for Coach Carey, bless his soul, he rest in peace, in 1980-81. And played for Dorsey White. A lot of y'all probably don't know him. He passed away about a couple years ago, because they went over Bittenburg, Germany, and won the championship. I don't know if y'all know that one. You probably know that one. And that's about it. I want to thank everybody. And God bless you all. And I pray that everybody have a safe trip back home. Say what? Okay, y'all want to hear me saying something? Okay. She faced the hardest time you could imagine, and many times her eyes fall back to tears. Lord, Lord, Lord. And in her useful world was about to fall in. Each time her slender shoulders from the waves of all her fears, and the silence that no one hears, still ring her midnight silence in her ears. Oh yeah, let her cry, for she is a lady. Let her dream, dream, 'cause she's a child. Let the rain fall down upon her, yes. She's a sweet born, gentle flower, growing wild, wild. And if by chance that I should hold her, let me hold her for a little while. And if I allow just one possession, I will pick her from the garden to be mine. And hey, baby, ooh, and hey, 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 yeah. Be careful how you touch her, 'cause she will awaken. She sleeps, the only freedom, all that the little girl knows. And Lord, 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 and when she walk into your eyes, you won't believe it, for the way she always pays for a debt she never owed. And the silent wind still blows, but only she could see, so she goes. Let her cry.
That was a great performance. However, all y'all can't sing tonight, okay? We trying to get through the night, okay? But all y'all can't sing. All right. He's an exception. I got to see. I got to get the CD. I got to get it. So, but next.
So this person's gonna have to follow up behind that. Yes, so Mr. Johnny Pickett, come up and bless us.
Before, as he's coming up, stay up here on this to speak, I want to say Mr. Pickett's all the way here from Kuwait. That is phenomenal. That is a dedication that this man has to military basketball, and we're just so proud to honor him.
Well, okay. It's a little bit out of order, but that's okay. So, but first and foremost, giving honor to God is always at the head of my life, right? And it's just, I'm so humbled, honored, and blessed to be here, to be part of the Military Basketball Association Hall of Fame, right? First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, Mike, you and Angel, and Shauna, for putting this together. I understand, I know how much hard work goes into that, you know. It's a lot of work goes into that behind the scenes, so definitely thank you. Also to the city of Wichita, you know, who agreed to host this. That's a good thing for them. You know. I'm gonna just start by saying, you know, me, a small town boy who was raised in Yazoo, Mississippi. You probably never heard of that. Raised in New Orleans, all right? Never in 1,000 years would I thought I would be standing here receiving such an award such as this. You know? Not what I envisioned when I started coaching, but this is what it's turned into, and I am extremely honored to be a part of this. I'd also like to thank my wife, Tina. Okay? And I thank you, baby, for being here. She put aside a lot in order to be here. You know? So thank you, sweetheart. To Cassandra, you know, I would not be standing here today if it not for her and the play that she was able to exhibit on the basketball court. Okay, I've coached women's basketball for 10 years. Okay, Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine, all branches of the services. By far, she is the best basketball player that ever came through the program in the 10 years that I was part of it. By far. Yeah, absolutely. I know she's going to come up here and talk, but I got to give her the props that she truly deserves, okay? Bar none, she was the best basketball player. I coached them all branches of the service, so I can honestly stand here and say that, okay? Good, yes. Everything, you know, it took all I had not to put on the old black and gold this evening, you know, come on up here, you know. I decided to go with the blue since it's the armed forces kind of thing, you know what I mean? So it's all good. Mike gave y'all a heads up, there's going to be some stabbing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I heard the young lady come up here and say that the Army girls, right? Oh, man, yeah. They will run you up out the gym, you know. I'm not going to stay long up here. I had a whole big old speech written out, you know. I'm not going to do that on this afternoon. One thing I will leave you with that most people don't know, and I want to share with you during our basketball time that coach, all of the years that I did coach, we did not lose, the Army team did not lose one basketball game in 10 years. Not one. Yes. Not a single one. I'm one of the few people who had the opportunity to coach both the men and the women. People ask me all the time, what's the difference between coaching the men and coaching the women? The women are more disciplined. you know, because they can't play above the rim. You know, guys think they could just go up there and just out jump everybody and just make stuff happen. You know, so they're hard hit. But that's the difference between the men and the women. Yeah, oh, absolutely, yes. So I'm gonna just close with that, you know, and just say what an honor it is for me to be part of this and be selected to be up here as part of Military Basketball Hall of Fame. Okay, all right.
Okay. My bad.
I can introduce Troy.
Okay.
Okay, so this next inductee that we're going to bring up, I've had the opportunity to actually play with this individual overseas in Germany. So we both got stationed together, and when we saw this, we know what that means. So I know his friend wanted to come up and say a few words before he comes up and receives his jacket. So Troy Miles, come on up.
How's everybody doing this evening?
We got to put a jacket on you first.
No. Troy's over there, brother. I'm introducing
Oh, my bad.
right there.
You know, I'm short, so talk.
First, I would like to thank the MBA committee for organizing such an honorable event. You know, when I started playing Air Force ball, this wasn't even in the sight of anything. I would like to thank a few people on behalf of me and my brother here. That's Coach J.P. Harley, bless his heart. Coach Don Fellers, who we won our first gold medal together with at Armed Forces Tournament. And Henry Watson, who coached us at Keesler Air Force Base when we won CMAC probably 3-4 times repeatedly, and then won all MVP and all tournament all the time. When I heard the Silent Assassin was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, I was proud because I knew this selection was very well deserved. He's supposed to be there. Troy was always that one person on the team, you all. He was very competitive, but the one thing that I loved about playing with Troy is that whatever needed to be done, he would do it. That was whether it was to defend, score, rebound, or provide assists. That's what he did. This is the one assist that I'm honored to be a part of, me announcing his name for this memorable moment. So without further ado, from Lumberton, Mississippi, at 6'5", Mr. Troy Miles, everybody.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, to Mike, to Dee Dee, Chief Grant, Chief Grant. And I want to say thank you to my wife for supporting me all those years. I was out there chasing my military hoop dreams. There, along with my girls, they're at home watching this on Facebook Live. So, hi, Tanya, Alexis, and Madison. Love y'all.
She said, congrats, that's my husband.
That's what she said? That sounds like her. And I also want to say thank you to my brother, Ed. Ed and I played together 3 years at Keesler Air Force Base. We won 3 CMAC championships, and then we teamed up again in 2000 and won an Armed Forces gold medal. So thank you, Ed. And hopefully next year I'll be up here introducing you. There are 3 people that meant a lot to me that are no longer with us, that I know are looking down on me, very proud. First, my dad, Isaac Miles Jr. Second, my coach, my first Air Force base team coach, Carl Holmes. And lastly, my first All Air Force coach, J.P. Hartley. So, thank you. And I also want to say thank you to all my teammates through all the bases I played at, and all the supervisors. You guys don't understand, none of us is possible if your supervisor don't let you go play ball. So thank you to all my supervisors. One particular, Edward Van Wozik, thank you. And for those 3 individuals that I named, hopefully I've made them proud. Thank you.
So I'm really, really, really pleased. First of all, I didn't know that they were going to do the Chicago Bulls announcement of Troy Miles. He had it. That was great. That was unscripted, but I'll take it. But no, the next person coming to the stage to accept the Hall of Fame is the only Marine that is present, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say, but he's just been great. He returned all my calls. He called me in the middle of the night, and he was like, "What's happening? What's going on?" He's always responsive with Dee Dee. But Lonnie Stansel, you are next. Please come to the stage. Great to have you. Congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame.
Good evening. First of all, I want to thank God for getting myself, my family, the inductees and their families here safely. I want to thank the NBA Commissioner and his staff and the Marine Corps Select Committee. I also like to congratulate the other Hall of Fame inductees. I dedicate this accomplishment to my coaches, starting with my late coach, Samuel Leatherberry, who passed away a month at Walter Reed. And when I told him, he brought a smile to his face. He helped me when I first joined the Marine Corps at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point. He pushed me to such a high standard to carry myself as a Marine and to play basketball. I also like to thank Coach Robinson, who's one of my All-Marine coaches, who's also an inductee, Hall of Fame inductee. He believed in me. And I also want to thank Coach Chris Crawford, the godfather of Marine Corps basketball, who also helped me excel and continue my dreams of playing the game in such that I love so much at such a high level. To my friends in the small town of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and Washington, D.C., I couldn't have done this without you. To all my teammates of the previous All-Marine teams and Navy team, and y'all don't know, I'm the only Marine in the Marine Corps history to ever play All-Navy. So I'm very proud of that accomplishment because no other Marine has done it. Even though the Marines won the gold that year when I played with the All-Navy team. I want to thank my teammates for believing in me because I was known as Secretary of Defense, played against a lot of great ball players from the All-Army team, Earl McLaughlin, Kerry, Vincent Williams, All-Navy team, Jack Johnson, All Air Force team, General Otis, Watley, them the old school ball players from the old days. And another inductee who kept me from getting my championships, who will be inducted tonight, is Coach Spikes. I want to thank Coach Sam Cardwell, who got inducted last year, for allowing me to continue my legacy of being an assistant coach of the young women at Shabbat Christian Academy in Upper Marlboro, Waldorf alumni. I'm talking about my chapter. If there's anything that I can share with the upcoming military basketball players, I would say it's not about the game, it's the bond. You may not know this, but Roger Ward, who's an inductee, we are both from the same high school from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And we recently caught up with each other and realized we lived in the same neighborhood, knew the same people, and traveled some of the same path. That's our bond. To my kids who supported me when I said Daddy has to go play basketball and I would miss your event, I want to say thank you for understanding. To my two daughters that's here tonight, Brianna and Deja, I want to say thank you. Last but not least, I want to thank my beautiful wife, who still to this day has not seen me play basketball. And actually thought I was the water boy when she looked at the pictures. Well, Miss Stancer, here's the ring, the jacket, and my induction to the Military Basketball Hall of Fame, the class of 2023. As my former teammates call me standing man, I'm out.
Coming up, I got to tell my story about him. It's 2019. The All-Army women just won the gold medal in Jacksonville. I'm happy, I'm elated, and I'm about to watch, it looks like the All-Army men, they were in a close game with the Navy. And it's looking like, you know, the Army is going to three-peat and they're going to win their third gold medal. And no matter what, despite any rivalries between coaches, I always want the Army to win. And I'll just say that from right here on the stage, right? But when the Navy won, when the Navy won, I didn't cry. I couldn't understand the reaction of this coach. And I didn't know him. I mean, I'd seen him around, but I didn't, you know, we'd talk. But I couldn't understand why Coach Smooth slid on the other court and just stayed there like elated and triumphant and joyous because the Navy had won the gold medal. I didn't understand it. I was just like, what is his problem? But then I talked to him, you know, because he is a part of the NBA's Hall of Fame committee. And I said, Coach, man, listen, man, Micah didn't even do a dive. He didn't even dive to go, you know, he said, Mike, man, you don't understand. The journey, do you know how long it took to get to that point, to get that gold medal? And that's when it kind of dawned on me that we have rivalries between the services, but when you win, it's a great moment. It's not just a great moment for that particular team, even though, you know, it might sting a little bit for us as the Army to lose in competition. You have to be happy and proud of the person that's actually made it and won. Very magnanimous, very humble, and has been a tremendous help, him and Micah, with recognizing the Barry Worthams, the Richard Greens, the all-Navy guys, because a lot of times nobody even knew about the MBA or the Hall of Fame. And with Micah and Coach Smooth's leadership, reaching out and talking to people about about this program and about the Hall of Fame, we have been finding all kinds of folks and hearing their stories. And so it's about time. Coach Rodnick Ward, welcome to the 2023 NBA Hall of Fame.
Tabby, I'm up here like you now, baby. Woo! Man. Thank you. Whew. To all the inductees, congratulations. I can tell you that from inside, I really, really wanted to put other people in first. I am a team first guy. So real quick, the story that Mike is talking about, been a part of All Navy for 20 years now and still counting. Playing as a player, I was never, ever afforded a chance to actually be a part of a winning team. So much dissension, so much, I'm not going to say hate. We loved each other. However, we just couldn't stand each other. I don't know how you do that when you go out to sea in the Navy, you're on a ship and you have nowhere to go and you don't like this guy. And somebody's got to swim, right? But no. Finally, my brother Michael Bonner called me in 2012 and he said, you want to coach with me? Well, I surely do. I love the program. I love to get back to the program. So yes. So 2012, we go out and we have a bunch of guys, I swear, that shouldn't even put on basketball shoes ever. Like, man, what are you doing? But they competed, and I think we ran those guys to death. When I say we ran them to death, they were just in shape. I think they were better shape than the Marines that year, and that's hard to do, very hard to do. 2013, we didn't have the tournament. We actually had a squad that I believe would have went 7-0. You know, just my take. 2014, I'm actually coaching, the head coach, because Micah couldn't come up in Pendleton, and we lost to the Air Force, Army. The only people we beat was our brothers, the Marines. I'm sorry, Nate. I'm sorry, Rocky Mount. 15, we didn't host it. 16, we didn't have it again. Actually, 16, we had it in Quantico. We had a chance to win, to go to the gold medal game, I should say. And lo and behold, we got a phantom call against the Air Force. Troy, I know you weren't there, but yeah, that's that Air Force thing. I don't know if y'all know that. So I'm gonna be real, man. Most of the Navy guys don't like the Air Force because they won it for like 8 years straight. I mean, we couldn't beat them. And it's not that we really didn't like them. It's just the fact that they played together as a team. And that teamwork that they showed every year in and year out, obviously it paid off for them. So it wasn't hate, but it was like, you know, I did have some haterade back there in my pocket. So we didn't win in 16. 17, we came back, played in San Antonio. Lost again. 18, we didn't have it. So here comes 19. And we built a nice little squad. Nice little squad. Tillman Dunbar, Worth Smith. A lot of these guys that played the academy ball. And in the particular game he's talking about, I can tell you right now, I didn't even see the last 8 seconds because I was on the other court, on the other side. We just stole the ball. I took off running. Everybody's, where's Coach Smooth going? I was gone. When the buzzer went off, I took a dive.
hell is wrong with this guy? So many years, it was just 23, so that's close to 17 years, I hadn't touched gold. Hadn't been a part of a gold medal team. However, my stint with the Navy and what I wanted to give back was just be a good teammate. That's what it all boils down to, being a great teammate. I gave up my scoring to help lead. I gave up a lot of things to help our guys perform. That's what it was, being a great teammate. So when it happened, I didn't know what to do with myself. I think I cried for like a whole day. Dude, every time I look down, I start crying. So yes, I slid, and when it happens again, I might slide again. From that point, we went on to play in the SISM World Games. I don't know if a lot of you guys don't know, military SISM Games is just below the Olympics. And it's where we bring the best 12 from that tournament to go over and play against other countries. We lost to China the first game, and all the other coaches, and they were like, oh, man, y'all playing against pros. Are y'all here to win? Yeah, we here to win. What are you talking about? We're not just here to show up. We're not a doormat. USA is not a doormat. So we go on and we run off 6 straight, and they asked me. So Micah sent me into the interview room, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh Lord, what are these people going to ask me? For one, I don't understand Chinese at all, so please tell me they got to interpret. So I was asked, would you rather face the Chinese or Lithuania? Friendship through sports. That's all I could say. Friendship through sports. It doesn't matter who we play, we're going to play hard. We lost to Lithuania in the gold medal game. So I was fortunate enough to be an Olympian, like some of these other guys that have gone on to do things like that. This program, MBA, wasn't around when I was here. And when I was playing, and I'm the youngest one here, I believe. But I thank you, Mike, because the platform that you have, man, it will give back to some of these younger guys that will go on to do great things. This game actually, like you said, Mr. Lonnie Stencil is from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. So am I. Same high school, same coach, same area, right? It brings us together. I have a young man in here. He's not getting inducted. However, he remembered reffing my game. He said, what's your name? He said, what's your name, son? Rodney Ford. He said, man, I remember you. This game brings us together. Coach Pickett saw us play in 2001 over in Germany. I played against Troy. Tabby, I searched for Tabby for 2 years to get her into this program, to get her inducted. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Beckett, right? He travels with the USA team. I don't know if you guys know that, but he travels with the USA team. This game brings us together. I love it. My wife kind of, I don't know if she's tired of it just yet, but basketball is in me. It runs through my veins. I watch it in bed. She's like, okay, is it me or the game? That's kind of almost a hard choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I appreciate you, babe, for sticking with me, allowing me to come do what I like to do, being a part of it, coaching college basketball, coaching high school basketball, coaching AAU. I've done it all, man. But this is a great feeling that I'm going to cherish because I see the faces of all you guys that are being inducted. Like I said, I really, really wanted to wait because it's about you guys that have paved the way for me. So I appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
We have, and I want to apologize for having Navy under your name, which is really Army, so we apologize for that. So Ms. Cassandra Howard, I had the opportunity of talking to her yesterday, finally getting a chance to meet her. Our second female inductee, so Ms. Cassandra Howard, come on up.
I'm so glad you said something because I would definitely go too.
I got you.
Thank you. Good evening to everyone. Thank you. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to the Military Basketball Hall of Fame Association for selecting me as one of the honorees. I am privileged to share this occasion with so many military greats. Congratulations to all of you. I stand here tonight, I could tell you so many stories, but it would take all night. But my message to you tonight is I'm truly humbled, truly grateful, and truly honored. I'm thankful for my foundation that helped build me for this moment. High school, college, and professional basketball. I extend this sincere gratitude to coaches Johnny Pickett, who was also inducted tonight, and Larry Big Mo Marcy for believing in me. Coach Pickett, you are one of the smartest coaches I've ever had the opportunity to play for. Thank you for giving me the green light to dominate the court. Coach Marcy, your support for the All-Army team and players speaks volume about your amazing character. Thank you. Thank you to all my All-Army teammates who trusted in me. Without them, I wouldn't be here. I'm actually from a little town of Henderson, Tennessee. I'm the 14th of my parents' 16 children. Could I ask everyone that came here to support me, please stand. Thank you to my beautiful wife, my children, which is here, my nieces, my siblings, my nephew, and my whole military family who have always supported me. I grew up playing basketball. Basketball actually runs through my veins. Playing professional basketball was my dream, which I did get the opportunity to play. Shortly after the Women's American Basketball League folded, I was recruited to join the Army. By playing military post basketball, I was induced to All-Army basketball. All-Army women's basketball opened so many doors for me as a coach and a player. It allowed me to travel the world, meet great people, and compete in the top Division I colleges, AAU, foreign military pro-am teams, and also allowed me to play in the Armed Forces Tournament, which Coach Pickett explained to you how many goals we won, so I'm not going to get into that. To be a part of something prestigious as a military basketball is an honor I would cherish forever. It has given me the opportunity to travel across the country to different high schools while assisting the military in this recruiting program. It allowed me to serve and do something that was very meaningful for me. While serving in the military, basketball provided me a way to clear my mind, especially when I was sad and feeling depressed. In conclusion, thank you again to the Military Basketball Association Hall of Fame for this honor. And congratulations to my fellow 2023 MBA Hall of Fame inductees. I salute you. Thank you.
Okay, now it's the Air Force turn. All right. So this next individual, I had the opportunity of chatting with a little bit. And before I bring her up here to, say her words, I want to play her something. So.
Hey, Mama. Congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame. I am so proud of you. I'm sorry I did not follow in your footsteps, but I will live vicariously through you and your basketball skills. But the fact that you're being inducted, you should be so proud of yourself. It speaks volumes of what other people think of you and your skill level and what you have contributed to the basketball program, especially for the Air Force. And I know that basketball has been such a huge part of your life. It's been a part of my life too. Growing up, you taking me to all your games, me running behind the bleachers, me eating the slices of oranges that were there for your team during the halftime, you wearing your lipstick to play the games, you curling your hair, everyone waiting for you, you carrying that huge, big, red Nike duffel bag. It would take us hours to get ready for your tournaments, and it would take you hours to get ready after the game so we can go home. But all great memories, and it's always nice hearing you talk about how much basketball has meant to you and the friendships that you have built around it, and the opportunities that you've had and the places you've traveled, all of those things. And I know that it's been so worth it to you. It has been the highlight of your Air Force career, and I am just so proud of you. I'm always proud of you just as you being my mom in general, but this is just something else that I'm definitely going to brag on you about. And please be so proud of yourself, Mama. I know sometimes you don't give yourself enough credit for things, but I hope that tonight that you fully enjoy this moment, because you are literally a legend, okay? You are the GOAT, the greatest of all time. I gotta make sure I say that because I know you probably don't know what that really means. But this is so cool and a great milestone for you to have reached, and I love you so much. I really do wish that I was there, but I will be streaming it. I love you.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame, Miss Kathy Shepard.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this honor. I'm very humbled. Thank you, everyone who put this together. My road to this journey has been very non-traditional. I played basketball in the 8th grade only, and didn't touch a basketball again until I joined the military. And somehow, after joining the military in '78, in '79, I was able to, once I hit Andrews Air Force Base, the first place I went was the gym. And it was at the gym where I found a new community and a new family in basketball. And my coaches on the team encouraged me to apply for the Air Force team. At that time, you had to apply. There was no command level teams, et cetera, like developed later on down the road. But as I said, my road was not traditional. So in 1979, I was picked up for the Air Force team. I wasn't very good. As I said, I only played in the 8th grade, but I worked hard. I wasn't a starter, but I made the team. And I did play. I didn't play again until I believe it was in '80. I went to Japan and I decided to work on my game. And other teammates, other coaches decided to invest in me and help me to develop my game and my skills as well. And it paid off.
I worked very, very hard. I made the command teams in Japan for PACAF, and later on our Air Training Command and other base teams. And in the 80s, that's when I really started to excel in the game. And in 82, I believe it was, I started playing on the ATC team. And from 82 until the 90s, whenever I played, or from 82 to 90, I played on the ATC and command teams, and also was always selected for the Air Force team. And so I'm saying that to say that you don't always have to be the best, but always give your best, right? And when you give your best, it cultivates into becoming the best, right? And so I feel like I have always been favored by God, and just by my journey to culminate it into this is definitely a highlight for me, because not in a million years would I have thought that playing in the 8th grade only, not getting much playing time on the Air Force team in my first year, to becoming a much more dominating force throughout the years, to now being named as a military basketball Hall of Famer. Even more so, I'm not going to say ahead of some of my other colleagues. Like I said, it's not always, you don't always have to be the best, but bring your best, right? And I thank God for allowing me to perform my best. And so with that, I just wanted to say, I don't have a whole lot. I'm a woman of very few words, but I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge my family who came here tonight to join me. My sister Wanda traveled from California, and her husband Keith. And my basketball sister, Annie Cousins Hollings. We've been playing basketball together since the early 80s, and shared a lot of wonderful life moments together, even the birth of our children. My daughter, Shaquelle, who you just heard, she's also serving in the Air Force and couldn't be here tonight because of military commitment. And so I'm very proud of her as well. And also wanted to acknowledge Tom Burkett, who is one of my lasting coaches in the military. And Tom has been a father, a coach, a loan officer, he's provided vehicles for me. He's been instrumental in my life and my daughter's life, and his wife Karen is here as well. And he's just been a mainstay in my life, and I couldn't imagine a better person to accept this honor with, as he's being honored tonight as well. So Tom, I thank you for that. So to all of you, thank you for participating. And I hope that as you are in your journey and as you participate in military sports, that you continue to support these programs even after you're no longer playing, because it's not just about the game. The bonds that you form in these relationships, they're lasting. And down the road, you never know. Sometimes these relationships become even more impactful than your own blood family. And so to that, I say thank you very much. Again, I appreciate all of the attention and the continued favor. Thanks much.
Yeah, we're gonna both come up.
We both gonna come
Yeah.
up for this one. So we're gonna change the order just a little bit. We're gonna change it a little bit. So you wanna?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This person is a really, really good friend of mine, and I also played with him in Germany as well, but Korea also. So he is the one who actually got me involved with this association. And I thank him for that, because it opened up doors to so much, and especially because this is what I love. I love and breathe basketball. So I'm gonna let Mike before I say the name.
So has anyone heard the term whiteboard material? Has anyone heard the term whiteboard material? So I learned that term from Antoine Corbin, and he was the coach for Cannon Air Force Base. And he would hear different things, and he had different slogans, but you know, I never really got a chance to face him. I just saw the results of him as a coach. And when he said whiteboard material, it meant that as a coach, Army, Navy, Air Force, whoever he faced, it meant that you said something or did something to motivate him and motivate his players. And there's this place in New Mexico. It's really hard to win there. It's Clovis, New Mexico, and I think it's on the border. It's between it's like sometimes you're in Clovis, Texas, and then I don't know, but all I know is that Antoine Corbin and Coach Mo, as we call him, he put that place on the map. He truly put that place on the map. He would get on the road, he would travel with 5, and you are not going to Cannon Air Force Base and winning 4 straight on a weekend. It's not happening. They're going to get 1 if they don't get them all. That's just how it is. And so, you know, without further ado, and to try to, in the urgency of time, I just want to make sure we talked about him. He is on the Hall of Fame committee. He was inducted in 2022 along with some of the others like Tim Spikes. But we wanted to recognize you, Mo. I appreciate you coming out here. It means a lot to Cannon Air Force Base, that community, and it's our honor in the Military Basketball Association. He also sits on the Basketball Council, just doing great things for military basketball. Antoine Corbin, please come on up.
Yeah, take that jacket off.
So this jacket been sitting in my closet for a long time. Of course.
All right, Mo.
Yeah, it's a little different. Before I go though, hey, we gotta make sure that Smokey get his jacket back. I've been eyeing that since he finished singing. Hey, but I'm gonna be really brief. I wasn't able to make it last year. As soon as I was notified that I had been selected, my father passed away shortly, so just wasn't in the mental space to kind of make the trip at that point in time. But as life goes on, we're here now. So first of all, I just want to thank God just for life itself. I want to thank my family for countless sacrifices that they've made throughout the whole time of my basketball, both playing and coaching them. It's a big deal when you can chase your passion or follow your purpose without coming home to a bunch of headaches or a bunch of aggravation. So not having to endure that throughout my time was really priceless. My parents, my mom, obviously she didn't feel up to making the travel. She's still dealing with what's going on. My father, like I said, he's passed away. We still have countless conversations, so I'm sure we'll talk about this night in the days coming. But anybody that knows me knows that I like to play in the background. I kind of stay out of the way and just work hard. My playing days, had a lot of good playing days. Got a chance to battle a lot of the people that are in this Hall of Fame. So we could talk numbers and championships. I can probably go back and forth with everybody in here, but to me, that's not what this is about, right? To me, my mind is a little bit different when it comes to the Hall of Fame. Even with the coaching career, I've been fortunate to coach Eglin and Cannon and the Canadian national team. So I've had years of coaching, so we can go back and forth with that, but that's not what this is about to me. To me, this is about everybody else. Everybody in here has got a ton of accomplishments, or you wouldn't even have came up on our radar. But I really believe that the game of basketball gives you the opportunity to really be selfless. Because no matter how good you are, your success is not tied to you in all actuality. So for me, I do want to take a minute or two, and I simply want to talk about teammates, man. I mean, I played with Brian Rock, Stanton Simmons. We played with Felton Scott. Everybody called him Sleepy. I played with Smoke, Corn, some of these names that in my era, obviously a few years after some other eras, right? But in my era, these names were, they meant a lot. And they still, those 8 gold medals, those were our teammates and our guys that we were facing. Those are the guys that were the most important to me. The coaches that I played for, some in the Hall of Fame, some probably should be in the Hall of Fame, but the Tony Joneses of the world. Dwayne Burns, got a chance to play for him. Jimmy Howard, got a chance to play for him. So those legendary coaches that give us an opportunity to really kind of develop and figure out who we are. It gives us a chance to take the love and the passion of the game of basketball and see what we can give back to it. Because we take the highlights, we take the extra relationships we may build. We take a whole lot from this game that we say we love. But in my mind, Hall of Fame is an opportunity to give back. Like, what are we giving back? So that's why long after my days of shooting jump shots and causing havoc on the court or making coaches mad, coaching against them and creating these great rivalries, long after all of that is gone, I still try and stay involved in the game of basketball. And being a part of these committees is important. And now that we've dug up some of you individuals, like we've chased some people 2 years, when I was sitting in DD's seat, we were chasing for years to find some of these people and get this information out. Now that you've been brought back to the forefront and you've been honored the way you deserve to be, keep giving back. Find the other people that we may not know. Find the other people that people stop talking about because somebody passed away or whatever. We've done posthumous awards. If you gave everything you had to this game, your accomplishments will speak for themselves. You will measure up to everybody in here. We all got rings and all of this stuff. You'll measure up to that. But once you get in here, I feel like now your actual journey begins. Like, now what are you going to do, right? And so I hold that charge to myself. I've been involved in the committees and all of that. I did take a chance to try and step away when things happened with my father and even turn this opportunity down. But that's what close friends and family members kept reminding me, like, why would you turn something down that would give you an opportunity to give more back? So if nothing else, don't remember how many points I scored, and I did score a lot, just in case you. Don't worry about how many coaches hate me or didn't like coming to Clovis or Eglin. If you don't remember any of that, that's perfectly fine. But please take away a new zeal, a new motivation to give back to basketball since your time of taking away from basketball has come to an end. Let's just give back now. So enjoy the rest of your night, man. Thanks, Mike, Dee, the committee, Ace, Al, everybody. You guys know how I do it. I appreciate everything. I'm going to slide back into the shadows, and you all enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks.
So again, another Air Force. I know, I just had to get that out there. This next individual, when I read his bio, it went all the way back. You talk about 52 years of being with basketball, and I was in awe. I got the opportunity to meet him when I was in Simbach. I was stationed at Ramstein, but he was on Simbach. So, I mean, so many accomplishments, so much. We couldn't even list it all on his bio. So, Mr. Thomas Burkett, welcome to the Hall of Fame. I would love to.
Thank you and good evening. And I know about Arcadia, Florida. So I'm just going to let you know I know about Arcadia, Florida. Mike, hey, you guys put on a great show. My business is organizing, and y'all did it well. To the committee, can't say enough. I think I've touched a lot of people in here lives by either conducting basketball tournaments, coaching. Annie Cousins should be in the Hall of Fame. And, and we're going to try. Before I get started, and I got a few words, we have another military organization, and Annie Cousin is a part of the organization. And we meet yearly, and we have a huge convention. And anybody want to join, please see Annie, and she'll give you the details, because we need you to join. Mr. Green? Hey, thank you.
Thank you too, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
Yes, sir. Thank you too, sir.
My basketball career started way past any of you was born. And, but I had one gentleman who is alive today, and he was belonged to the triple nickel. And anybody who knows what the triple nickel is, the triple nickel was the first black paratrooper organization. And he's the only one left, but he was my coach. And now he's 101. And we have breakfast with him every Wednesday. And he knows more than I do, because he has all of that wisdom. And if you want to look up his history, look up J.J. Corbett. Just remember, J.J. Corbett, triple nickel, 555. And he will enlighten you on a history that you will never forget. I want to thank my wife, who put up with me for all those years of traveling from England to Turkey, putting on basketball tournaments, coaching, and she spent a lot of nights alone. But as a guy said, hey, you came back and you didn't get in an argument. And that's a blessing. That is really a blessing when she can support you. And when we can support each other. I'm still captain of the U.S. men's basketball team, Armed Forces, unless they fire me. So that is a blessing. I'm not going to go through all my accolades, because it's not one of those things. Everybody has it. But I will tell you this. I have a teammate who is being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year for football. And his name is Ken Riley. Look his name up. He's being inducted this year, and it's ironic that I'm doing MBA and he's doing the NFL Hall of Fame this year in Canton, Ohio. So it's a blessing that we are doing it at the same time. Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks for everything you do.
First shall be last, the last shall be first. Our final inductee is, it should have been, it's a long time coming. And so I had no idea, but he's been around the game for such a long time, constant contact with us, and he promotes the women's game. That's what's really, really important and the underlying theme for this weekend. We want to get women's basketball back on the map. But coming to welcome and congratulations to Timothy Spikes, Army. Congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, give our Heavenly Father all the glory and honor for allowing me to be here and all of us to be here. And I have a time limit. He told me 5 minutes.
I said 5.
But I think I'm going to stretch it.
And we still got to hear from the Sergeant.
Still got okay. First of all, I'd like to give all honor for the staff of the Military Basketball Association for all that you're doing. It's phenomenal. And also for my family, my wife, my daughters, I love you. I appreciate your support. Thanks for being here. They bring tears to my eyes. I was surprised last night. Somebody told me they're going to Walmart. Next thing I know, I'm like, wait a minute, there's 2 hours at Walmart. I'm like, something going on. Next thing you know, saw a little head pop in the room. It's my oldest daughter. She flew in from North Carolina to be here with me. It brought tears to my eyes because she's been there from day one. She's a medical doctor, I'm gonna be proud, at the University of North Carolina. What I would like to do is give honor to everyone that's here that got inducted. And speaking on my behalf for the induction and everyone that has been involved in my life, it goes back to high school, Coach John Smith. It goes back to my first state championship in high school, Mike Muneer from Akron Central Howard High School. But also my college coaching career with Bob Huggins at the University of Akron. That gave me the start prior to coming in the military. I had no idea what All Army was about. No idea. I hung up the shoes, put the clipboard to the side, looked at the military as another mean and a better way to support my family. But once I arrived at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, my command called me in and said, hey, we have to go to Dreier Field House. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Okay. Next thing you know, they said, we got a letter from the Department of the Army, and here's the sports director, and they asked me, would I accept the position of All Army coaching? And I said, what is it? I was like, oh. They said, well, you have this opportunity to go to Presidio, San Francisco. And you'll have some of the elite athletes of the Army. They'll be there participating and trying out. I said, great, let's make this happen. But they also slid something in. You could be a player also my first year. And that's what happened. I was actually a player. Then Captain Johnson, Harold Johnson, gave me the military honor of being the head coach for the Army. And from that point on, it's been a phenomenal ride. It was a phenomenal ride. From the first military Olympics in Rome, Italy, and then going to the venue in Viterbo, Italy. Participating at that time, 95, losing to Russia by 9. And if anyone knows about the military Olympics system, we're the only amateur team that's there. All the rest of them are professionals. So that was way beyond any expectation that I had in reference to the opportunity. Numerous of gold medals have been won by my team, not by me, but my team, my players. I have 2 players that have been inducted to the Military Basketball Hall of Fame, Carl Curry and Vincent Williams. Shotgun and Smooth Curly. And where's Lonnie there from the Marines? Lonnie, you know about it, okay? And it's a phenomenal opportunity to coach some players, to play a heck of a season, exhibition-wise, and then to get ready for the Armed Forces tournament, which was phenomenal, and still is. What I would like for everyone to take note of this evening is that there's a lot of individuals in here that paved the way for myself, and are still paving the way for those that are not here, but are looking for the opportunity to play or coach. Let's continue to support each other, continue to support this association. Basketball and military, it's a sacrifice. It's something that everyone can't do. Everyone doesn't have the opportunity to do it. But those of us that do, take heed and realize that we are not as one individual, but we're a team. We borrow from each other. We utilize what we can get from each other. With this association, I would say Mike and his staff probably had no idea 8 or 9 years ago what this association can do. And I tell you, this is just the touch of iceberg. This is just the beginning of what I can say. Mike and his staff, you guys are taking it to another level. I truly appreciate the friendship, the connecting here with former players and coaches. It's phenomenal. What you're doing in any way possible that I can assist with, don't hesitate. Call. Last but not least, Mike mentioned the women's. I'm all about the women athletes. We need to support more of the women athletes. Military, WNBA, high school, college, they need our support. They need our support. I see a lot of individuals making a lot of money on the professional side. Opportunity knocks, open the door, and let's move on in there and make it happen. Last but not least, discipline, determination, and desire. 3 Ds. In life, on the court, they have to be imprinted in your heart and in your mind. My college coach said if we line up in the right position in defense, all 3 Ds would line up. He would go behind us. If that 1 D is out, boom, kick it to the side. But there was somebody pulling us back in. We need to pull each other back in, have fun as we're doing it, build a friendship as we're doing it, give our Heavenly Father the praise as we're doing it, and He's allowing us to do it. That being said, Mike, staff, inductees, I truly appreciate everything you're doing. It's phenomenal. I had to pull the rear up, not a problem. Not a problem at all. To God be the glory, and thank you all for being here. All right.
That's the ring knocking. Okay, so coming to the stage is Betty Diaz from Paramount Veterans Network, the sponsor for the 2023 MBA Hall of Fame.
So Mr. Burkett made me laugh. He said, "Finally, I've been waiting an hour." Well, thank you, Mike and Ace. I remember, meeting with them like 4 months ago, right? It seems like 4 years. But I told them, I don't know anything about basketball, but I do know passion, and I will follow passion. And so I gave them a chance, and here we are today. And we're a family. One of the things that they mentioned was resiliency and impact, and the Paramount Veterans Network, our 4 pillars are action and impact, appreciation, and resiliency. I said, we have to help them because we're on the same mission here. So thank you again. We're happy to be here and sponsor this. But before I bring up a very, very, very special guest, I do want to acknowledge, well, all the inductees, congratulations. And you all received, except Lonnie, the Marine. Mike said I favor the Marine. And somebody left their coin up here, right? So I want to acknowledge that this coin is made by a veteran-owned business, and it's called Minuteman, and they're made out of brass, so we just made them, and so it's very special, so I hope you like them. All right, so now it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for the Military Basketball Association, MBA Hall of Fame. Command Sergeant Major Saeed Mustafa, U.S. Army retired, is the author of Resilient Transition and a patron of the Paramount Veterans Network. Command Sergeant Major Saeed Mustafa's book, Resilient Transition, was published on Amazon on September 11, 2021. It is about effectively managing feelings of stress and anxiety. He is a combat veteran and 2-time Bronze Star recipient, and has served in the Persian Gulf War, Somalia, and 2 tours in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Command Sergeant Major Saeed Mustafa entered the Army in May 1984 in Albany, New York. He served over 30 years in the military and retired from active duty on October 8, 2014, in front of his family and friends and at the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York. I also want to acknowledge, now that I said West Point, he is a descendant of a Buffalo soldier, and he's part of the Buffalo Soldiers Association in West Point. Since his retirement, he has been elected as the first African-American councilman in the history of the town of Highlands. That's in New York, if you don't know where that is. He has worked tirelessly as an advocate for veterans, first responders, and their families. He planned, organized, resourced, and hosted 6 consecutive annual Veterans Resiliency Awards galas in the Hudson Valley of New York region. He was selected as a 2020 New York State Veteran Hall of Fame inductee by the New York State Senator James Skoufis. We are proud to have our VetNet patron and friend, Command Sergeant Major Saeed Mustafa, here today to speak to you all. And we applaud him for all of his accomplishments and the amazing impact he does for the veteran community. So without further, wait, this is breaking news. So this wouldn't be Paramount if we don't have breaking news. So Command Sergeant Major just got word that he was accepted to a prestigious university, Columbia University, in the Masters of Social Work. So we're so proud. Give him a round of applause.
Wow, what a night. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction, Ms. Betty Diaz. I first want to acknowledge all the work that the Veterans Network for Paramount does to support military members, veterans, and their families. I am a witness and a product of their efforts because I ran into Betty's boss, Mr. Richard Jones, in New York City on Veterans Day on 5th Avenue 3 years ago. And we talked for the remainder of the march, and we became brothers from another mother at this point. We are so close. But these guys have so much passion and so much energy, and they do so much. So without them, tonight wouldn't be possible. Let's give them a round of applause. Equally as, now that I've been here to see this for my own eyes, Mr. Michael. Okay. Man, what an incredible job you have done. I'm just blown away. This is phenomenal, more than I expected to see. your vision, your leadership, along with your staff and the whole team of folks. I can only see this thing getting bigger and better each year. So let's give a round of applause to the whole team. That's right. So, folks, I'm just going to talk about three things, and then I'm going to sit down. The first thing, and so somebody said three letters a few minutes ago. What was that? One of the coaches. Coaches always got three: determination. See, it reminds me of my coach when he used to run the heck out of me. Determination, discipline, and desire. I can remember those three things. Usually I'm good with threes. So I'm going to use R's. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about respect. We're going to talk about remembrance. And we're going to talk about resilience. 3 R's. Because the front of the show, the upfront topic was, if I'm not mistaken, when you opened, you talk about the linkage between this and resilience. And more specifically, one of the most challenging things that we're dealing with today is veteran suicide. If you're not aware, it's over 22 per day by some accounts. And that means a lot to me for a variety of reasons. Number one reason, and it ties back to basketball, because unbeknownst to you, because nothing that Miss Betty talked about would suggest that even old Sergeant Major used to be a basketball player. So, and some of you all, if you served in 1988 and you were in Korea, anybody in that category? Because I've seen some phenomenal military basketball players in Korea during that period of time, from all branches of service, when I was stationed at Camp Carroll. And, you know, so some of you may be familiar with that. But one thing that comes to mind is my best friend. It was a sergeant named Sergeant Orlando Simmons. He and I were so close that, you know, anybody been to Korea, you know, you could go there and get all kind of nice clothes and dress nice, go down to the Ville, Adashi would hook you up. So he would buy a sweatsuit, I would buy the same exact sweatsuit. He was Sergeant Shock, I was Sergeant Rock. These were nicknames. And so we kind of grew up in the military, from sergeant to staff sergeant to sergeant first class, and then we both made master sergeant. And ultimately, something occurs. So we was tight, but then we got a little distance because of the service. And then all of a sudden, I end up replacing him in one of the units that he had already previously had. Unbelievable. You couldn't write a better story. So we vowed we're going to stay together from this point forward. We united, let's stick together. So my friend retires after 26 years of service. I then go on to make Command Sergeant Major and deploy to Iraq. And upon returning for R&R for 2 weeks, I run into a mutual friend. He says, "Hey, you heard about Orlando?" I said, "No, to be honest with you, I've been thinking I need to call him because, man, he's just been on my mind a lot." He said he blew his brains out within 2 years of service. He was gone. I couldn't believe it. I said, "Not my friend. My friend was big. My friend was strong. My friend could ball, man. He was play baseball. He was an incredible personality. Not my friend." I couldn't believe it. I tried Googling, trying to find something. I don't find nothing. My friend just fall off the face of the earth. I could not understand how this is even possible until I got out. Until I got out the military. And then I started to have some ideas of depression and frustration and anxieties. And then I realized what happens when you leave this institution called the United States military. It's a powerful thing that we became a part of. Some folks came from small towns, some came from big, but when you got into that military and you started rising through the ranks and you got to play this phenomenal basketball, which led to the Hall of Fame, man, women, you haven't experienced nothing like that. You were somebody. And then sometimes when we leave, we feel like that's all gone. So this thing that you did here tonight was really bigger than basketball. This thing that you did here tonight was bringing people together from all branches of services to have respect for one another, to have love and care for one another, to honor one another, is what I call a strategy to combat suicide. Because you don't know who's going through what inside this room. Am I right? But when we come back together like this and feel that love and feel that energy and feel that positive vibration, we might have just saved just one, but that's worth it. So one more round of applause for everybody that put this thing together. So I kind of tied two things. We talk about respect and we talk about remembrance. I got this hat right here. Now, some of y'all probably wore something like this. I didn't wear this because I'm Army. But so you might ask yourself, why is the Sergeant Major running around with this? I carry this thing everywhere I go, only because I was in the airport about 2 years ago, and I was going through the airport, and I get to the area where we're going to exchange flights, and I run into this young man who was a veteran from the Marine Corps. He's getting ready to go to Ohio. I'm getting ready to go to New York. We're passing one another. But for a split second, for a moment, we stop and we engage one another. And whatever he said to me resonated. And I took out a coin and gave it to him and said, thank you for your service and wish you the best. Live your best life. God bless you. He says to me, Sergeant Major, hold on. Wait a minute. I got something I want to give you. And he pulls this hat out of his bag and gives it to me. That's the power of what's in this room tonight. That breaks down all barriers, right? This is a young man from Latin background, from the branch of service that I know nothing about, but we were one at that moment. We were kinship at that moment. And I keep this thing every single day, remembering him and praying for him. So again, guys and gals, this military family, this community, and to include our sponsors like Paramount Veterans Network, it's a powerful, powerful force. So like one of two of you have mentioned, if you come back and you continue to participate, continue to pour in, it just gets more and more stronger and powerful, and you go out there and do big things together. Right? So conclusion. My event that Miss Betty was talking about is very similar. And it was like Mike here, having a vision. I said, okay, God has blessed me. I'm doing well. I'm out. I remember my friend's plight. What can I do to combat this veteran suicide? Maybe if I could create a platform where we could come back for one night at least and feel like we was back again. Maybe in that moment when people come together, they will now exchange information and numbers, and they will follow up with each other, and they will check on each other. And then I created an award called the Resiliency Award. So you got the Hall of Fame Award. So I give out this award called the Resiliency Award because when I tell Mike's story, and y'all hear that he got knocked down, but he got back up, somebody else might be inspired by that. And what you just did tonight inspired me. I was an old basketball player, like a JV kind of guy compared to y'all, because I remember seeing some of you play. But what it taught me is, if you want to be on the team, you can't be getting in trouble in the military. Is that right? So now I got to straighten up on the job to be able to go play on the team. So 30 years of service would have been impossible if I hadn't known about guys and gals like you all, because basketball got my attention as a 21-year-old, a 20-year-old. Basketball, somebody said it, they went to the gym to relieve stress and relieve anxiety. So that was my outlet too back then. So I would share with you that this book I wrote is not about me becoming some famous author. It's about me trying my best to just save one life. Save one life. If I can save one, it's all worth it. So what we talk about here, combating the feelings of stress and anxiety using music, meditation, and a positive mindset. It could be your healing medicine. Of course, we're going to put God in there somewhere, and then listen. I might add basketball to it, too. Thank y'all.
I might need to get a signed copy. What's that? Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have this is the last part of this evening. As you know, it's been a great night. It's been an amazing night. But there's a basketball tournament happening this weekend, and some of you have gotten a chance to go over there and see the basketball tournament and see some of the guys. So the athletes, some of the noise you hear outside, that's them. And so what we wanted to do was bring the old, which I'm not old, but I mean, I don't know. There you go. Wise. What we wanted to do was show this generation of players and honor them tonight with their regular season awards, and do that in front of all of you. It means a lot to us for you all to have come from such great distances, and so we want to bring the athletes to you. And so the NBA has regular season awards. As you can see, our president of basketball operations is going to take over this portion of the program. And then, you know what, Al, I think after you do your thing, then we'll have the MBA chaplain, my father, who's been a minister for 36 years, retired sometimes because he still gives me a sermon every now and again. He'll come and close that out. So without further ado, President of Basketball Operations, Mr. Albert Mayon.
Hey, thanks for everybody coming. We're going to give out these awards. So in the NBA, we have 3 conferences: the Atlantic Coastal Military Basketball Conference that covers our teams on the East Coast, and then we have the Central U.S. Military Basketball League that covers our team in the central part of the U.S., and we have the Pacific West, which we call the Pac West, that covers all the teams out on the West Coast that start. I think the first team start in Arizona and go all the way to California. Am I correct, Pac West guys? All right, so what we did is we selected the coaches voted for a player and coach of the year for each conference. So we're going to start out on the East Coast, and this year's player of the year for the ACNBC is Mr. Duran Coker.
I'm just here. You go ahead. I'm just here. Hey, sweetie. No, you do it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh. Thank you. Duran. Yeah, we have to do that.
Okay. And for the CUSMBL, the Central United States Military Basketball League, it's Lionel Simpson from CMB. And I apologize, Mr. Duran plays for Fort Moore, formerly Fort Benning. And for the Pac West, it is Mr. Christopher Harris from Camp Pendleton. Coach Dave Anderson from Camp Pendleton is going to accept the award on behalf because Chris is at work.
First time.
That's the first start. Okay, we're going to start with the Coach of the Year. We're going to start in Atlantic. And the Coach of the Year for the Atlantic is Angel Acevedo, Fort Moore.
Ace.
Coach Ace.
Ace.
All right, and for the Central United States Military Basketball League, the Coach of the Year is Coach Quamir Hardy. Accepting the award on his behalf is Coach Mason, who was his assistant coach, and his family. Unfortunately, Q passed away from us a couple weeks ago, right after the Central's tournament, and the MVP trophy is named in his honor this year. So we're going to present this to his family. This is Mr. Lionel Simpson, the Central Player of the Year. All right, this gentleman here seems like he just want to win everything that we do over the last 3 or 4 years.
And take all the shirts.
And take all the shirts.
Take all the shirts.
But it's the Pacific Pac West Coach of the Year, Mr. Paris Daniel from Luke Air Force Base. Right here in the front. All right, hey, everybody that got it, y'all got it. Stay right here. Hey, stay right here on the banner and let me take a picture of everybody together.
Yeah, hey, Pop, come on now. This has been a great night. This has been a great night. I don't want to keep everybody. I'm going to let my father close, and then we'll get the pictures afterward from everyone. And God bless you all. This has just been phenomenal.
It's been a great night. Can you say amen to that? Amen. Thank you. Let's all stand. Our wonderful God, listening to these honorees speak is humbling. You have shown us what can be done when we submit ourselves to you. And we know what this whole event is about, and that is to prevent that one person that needs help right now. And right here in this room, they know that they have a family of somebody that will help them. And so we thank you for all of this, and we ask, Lord, that the weekend and before it ends, we can say, well done, well done, well done. May God bless our country. May God bless our armed services. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the ceremony. Hall of Fame inductees, please, if you got your jackets, after they take their pictures, we want to get one group photo with you all. And then whatever we got on the red carpet, but you guys have a great night. But if we could get all the 2023 Hall of Fame inductees to the front, we would appreciate it. Thank you so much.